Hey everyone, this is Benjamin here from the African Geek, and you are welcome to this fantastic tutorial inside of Canva. Today we are going to move to the holies of holies. We are going to be designing a church related flyer or poster, if however you may call it. Okay, so what you can see on my screen is actually what we are going to design in Canva. So if this is something you want to create inside of Canva, then stay tuned and we will be right back after the intro. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is to click on create a design, and as usual you choose the dimension you want to work with. So I'll go to custom size 1080 by 1350, and like I always say, you can always choose the dimension you want to use. Okay, and you're not limited. You don't have to, watching this doesn't mean you have to do the exact thing I am doing. You can also add your touch, change dimension and stuff like that. Okay, so in this very tutorial, all the elements I'm going to use, which has to do with photos and stuff like that, can be found in a link. Okay, there's a link in the description that will take you to a Google Drive so that you can download all of them. So let me just scroll down and okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is to import this image. Okay, and let's say this was my pastor, okay, even though he's a stock image, so yeah, don't mind me. And I'll position it here. So, don't worry, my back is just aching. Yeah, so this is the pastor. Then I come into photos, okay, and I can search for a mountain because we want to put a mountain, a mountainous photo behind him. Okay, but this one was a pro image in Canva. Okay, but I found some image from Unsplash, which we can also use. So you can just go to Unsplash. Let me just open my browser. Okay, it should take a while to load, but while it opens, you can go to Unsplash. Okay, and you can just search for mountain, and you'd find so many interesting images from Unsplash, and you can even choose anyone that fits, anyone that touches your taste or something like that. Okay, so while it's still loading, but let me see if I can just search for Unsplash. Okay, so unsplash.com, and it should, okay, it's loading now. Okay, so we are here. Then I'll just search for mountain. Okay, it's taking mountain, mountain. Okay, yeah, so this, you can see these are some images we have, and they are similar to what we were seeing in Canva Pro. Okay, so yeah, initially I chose this one. Let me just, I think I've downloaded this before. You would find it in the description if you want to, okay, use the exact photo. I have already, let me just import it straight from my computer because I downloaded it already. Okay, yeah, here is it, or here it is. Okay, oh, I even imported it. Here is it. Okay, then I right click and send it to the back. Right click and also set it as background image. Okay, so to crop your image to fit the background, all you have to do is to double click on the image, and you can move it left to right depending on how you want to make it look like. Okay, so this is what we have at the moment. So now the next thing we are going to do is to press R on our keyboard, okay, for a shape. Then I just position it somewhere here and increase the size, okay, so that it covers the entire shape. Then I can right click and send it backward so that it's behind our pastor, okay, Reverend Minister. We'll give him a name soon. Okay, so I click on the color and I can change the color to black, or black, or any of the colors Canva has generated for us. Okay, so I select this one, come to transparency and reduce it by something like 95. Let me, okay, so something like this is cool. Okay, yeah, and I position Mr. Pastor somewhere here. Then I'm going to use one of my popular how is it called, popular elements I've been using so far, and I realized Canva also has one of it, and I'll show you. So with this gradient, now you can get it in Canva. So where to get it from is you come into element and you can search for gradient. Okay, so GRA gradient. Okay, then there are so many ones, but when you scroll down you should find something that looks like this particular element I have added. Okay, so this is it. Here it is. Okay, so you can also rotate to 90 degrees. Okay, and you can change colors to however color you want, and let's say you can change the white to also something like this. Okay, so this is what we have in Canva, just that it's not too dark. That's the only difference. You realize this is black, very dark. Okay, let's change it to black and also see how it's going to look like, if it's going to be the same. Okay, so this is how it's looking. So let's use the Canva one for now, so that anyone at all can just use it. Okay, so you can see I increase the size. Okay, then I duplicate it. Okay, so you can just use the Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, or you can come here and click on duplicate. Okay, so that's what we have at the moment. Okay, then what I can do is I can bring this part down, okay, and make it dark so that it covers all of this, or we can still leave it this way and click on our pasta, increase his size more. Okay, so you can see now it's very difficult to see the like the cutout part of our pasta, so I'll move him to the top and increase his size more. Then in order to increase the slice of volume of the dark okay, so just to make it thicker, okay, in terms of the darkness, I can duplicate our image, the gradient more. Okay, so I just hope you've been able to follow through. Just in case I was confusing you, kindly rewind the video a little bit. Okay, so with that being said, the next thing we are going to do is to we can add some sort of effect, but don't worry, we are going to do something interesting right now. So I come into text. Okay, then I would add a heading, and over here I can say maybe mountain. Okay, mountain will be separate, and maybe prayer. Okay, and I saw this a particular design was inspired by, was it Prince or something like that, from Pinterest. I saw his design and I was like, wow, this can be recreated in Canva. Okay, so that's what I'm just trying to do. Okay, yeah, so I can position this here and I can change the font type. So we would use, this looks very nice. What's the name of the font? It's called Advertime. Okay, so we make it bigger. It's not looking good, so we can change the font to any script font. So I search for script. Okay, and it should load. It will give us interesting script related fonts. Okay, so let's see the next script, and it should load. Okay, so this is how the next script is looking, which is something I believe you can also use. So with the script font, you can at least check, you can take your time, pause the video, and go through these fonts just to pick the one that catches your eye more. Okay, then with the prayer we can just choose I would go for the Montserrat. Okay, and there's a reason why I'm going for Montserrat, but you can choose any bold font like League Spartan. You can use another one like Bibas. Okay, you can use any of these interesting fonts. So Montserrat. Okay, so I'm going for the extra bold, and the reason why I'm going for the extra bold is because I can make it italic. Okay, and that's what I want to do with this particular font. So I position it here and I make this one yellow, and I hold this and send it to the back. Okay, then I increase the size more. then increase the size of this one also more, so that it kind of like sits on top of what we have here. So I increase the size. Let me hold this and bring it down a little bit. I'm just also trying to avoid us from seeing the cutout point, okay, because I don't want people to see that. So you can keep adjusting if yours is showing. So I position, okay, this here, then I go into elements, okay, and I'll close this up so that we can go into the shape section, okay. So I want to use a slanted shape. Is this did I use the right word? Slanted. I'm not sure. Okay, so don't hold me for any grammatical error. Okay, so I'm trying to see if I can find. Okay, so something like this. The only thing I don't like about this particular shape is it's too. I want one that is, like the steepness is high, and if I mean by a high steepness, you see, so if let's say it was something like this with this area, it would have been very good. Okay, but in this situation, it's too. I don't know. Canva 2 doesn't allow us to add our shapes. So what we are going to do is we'll just choose a regular, rectangle or square. I don't know the name of this, but and we position it here and make the color yellow again. Okay, so we are just trying to work with our colors. So I bring it here, and here can have maybe the theme for our church program. Okay, so we can position it here, and I can say this is my season. So this is my season, and I make it bigger. Okay, and make. Okay, this is my season, and let me add something just to occupy all of this space. This is my season. It's time to rise. Okay. I was making sure I don't spell rise in terms of RICE, because that would have been a big disgrace. That how come this guy makes tutorial and he can't even spell rise? Rise. That would have been funny. So while I was spelling it, I was thinking in my head and saying, am I spelling the correct thing? Okay, so we make this black. Okay, this is what we have right now, but we are not done at all. Okay, we are not done at all. So what we are going to do now is to add some few logos, names, and stuff like that. Okay, so that we can move on. Okay, so you can see once I select, I'm now selecting all of these shapes, gradient thing at the back. So first of all, I'll select this gradient and group them, then I lock them so that I don't move them around. Then I can select this one, make it smaller a little bit. Okay, increase the size. If you want, you can just rotate it if you want to do that, but I wouldn't rotate it. I'll keep it this way, and I'll move it to the top, something like this. And yes, it's fantastic. Okay, so now I'm going to add the name of our pastor. Okay, so I can just duplicate any text. Okay, and I can say his name is I saw an interesting style from what Prince did on Pinterest. I don't know him. I just love the style. What he did was, let's say he used Joel something. I can't spell the surname, but I can't mention the surname, but I'll just copy his style. That's what we do sometimes. If it's nice, you can just copy it and then use it. So we would come here and I'll choose Brittany. Okay, Brittany for the J. Nice one. Then what I'm going to do is I can select the prayer. Okay, and duplicate. Bring it here, turn the italic off, and then let's say his name was Joel, Joel. EL, I can position it here. Okay, then reduce the size. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Then what I'm going to do is to duplicate this text. Okay, come and we are going to change it to let's say Montserrat, but a different variation of it, so we can use the regular Montserrat. So I can say apostle. Oh, you can hear. Oh, mommy, I'm recording. Oh, when I finish, you can increase the volume. I'm almost done. When I finish, you can increase the volume. I beg you. You can see. That was my mom. Sorry, maybe I blew your ears off. Oh my goodness. So I can just reduce the size. Okay, and increase this, not increase, decrease. Please pardon me, I was just focusing too hard on what I was doing, so I was mentioning the wrong thing. So Apostle Joel. Okay, and maybe this can rather come here, and the apostle can rather come here. Okay, so the Joel can come up depending on the font, the script font you are using. Okay, so Apostle Joel. Okay, so Apostle Joel, and the surname can also come at the bottom. So I select this, paste, and maybe say, let me just use any name. Cool. This is the name that came in my head. I don't know if that's someone's surname. Teacher Ku Amo. Please, if I've used your surname, just pardon me. I didn't know that was your surname. Okay, so don't send me to court. I'm not ready to face the law. Okay, so we reduce the size, and just playing around it to make sure it's looking cool. Let me just lock him over here, and select all. And I even would want to group everything here. So select this dot and group. Okay, and we can bring it here a little bit. So that's what we have at the moment. So now we want to add the venue and all of these things. Okay, so I select now and move it up, and we are going to take advantage of this area. Okay, so we we click on text, come to add a heading and position this one also here. And since we are using Montserrat, come to this area and we'll choose Montserrat, and then we'll find other things over here we can use. So we'll choose a semi-bold, which we can use. Okay, it's loading. You can see it's going round and round and round to load, and I just hope it. Okay, so it's done. So we can say coming on or coming live. Okay, I can reduce the size. Then I would want to duplicate the prayer. Okay, and position it here, coming live, and I can say 21st July 2020. Okay, position it here, reduce the size to something like this, and also move it to the top. Okay, then we can add the time. Okay, so the time, what time are you going to have the program? Maybe 10 a.m. GMT. Since I'm in Ghana, so we use GMT. So with this you can use the time zone you are in. Okay, Then the next thing to add is the venue. Okay, we'll just position this one down here. Okay, yeah, the venue. So I can do venue, and let's say I'll just put maybe north central. Okay, so to me that's where we'll be having it. Okay, so I can just reduce. I would love to keep. I'd love to keep the font, so I can just put maybe, let's say the venue is NCA. I don't know, maybe it's a popular place somewhere else, I don't know, but I would use this. Okay, if you want to go with the same idea, you can reduce the font size of all of these things. Okay, so that's what you can do. So select this, hold shift, select this, come here and make it yellow. Okay, then maybe with the NCA, since it's an important information, we'd also want to keep it yellow. Okay, so this is what we have at the moment, but we are still not done. Okay, just take it easy. If you want to take some juice, just take it easy. Okay, so I'll select all of this. Now also move it up a little bit. So the next thing I'm going to do is to give a warning. Okay, because we are in the COVID season. COVID is no, we are not COVID season, but COVID is still, not to say COVID season, but since COVID is still around, we will just want people to max up. So I can just say max up. Okay, when they are coming. So I can reduce the size, position it here, and I'll make everything yellow first. Okay, so yellow, but I'll change the color of the U2. Okay, then I can just say, I can put this here and say when coming. Okay, so just to tell anyone that if you're coming, then you need to have your nose marks on. So I'll also make this italic just to fit, what we have at the bottom over here. So I can select all and maybe reduce it a little bit. Then I can come to element and search for nose marks. Oh, so the nose marks. Okay, but I want something that's really okay. Right click. Wow. Let me see if I search for COVID. COVID max. Maybe we'll get something. Okay, yeah. So you can see, yeah, we can also use this one. Okay, so even if you don't get it, you can just search online to find any free any free icon. Okay, a nose marks icon, and you can add it. That's not to say strictly add it or something like that, but you can add it if you want to. Okay, so we have this. Then what we are going to do is to add social media icons. Okay, so Facebook, then I select this one, make it smaller, position it somewhere here. Okay, then I can also search for Instagram, because maybe we might also stream. Okay, let me change the color so that I can see what I'm doing to yellow, also to, no, I'm not going to make it white, but also yellow, so that we can be consistent, or we can still make all white, it also depends. So, and YouTube, okay, we could also stream on YouTube. So select the YouTube and position it here, make it smaller, change the color to yellow. Oh, you can only change the YouTube thing inside. So maybe if that's the case, then we can just come to elements, okay, and use the original colors of all of these social media platforms, okay, so that it would also add a touch, sort of. So I just come in and search for, sorry we are doing extra work, but it's also a part of it. Yeah, so I search for Facebook, okay, and I can also search for Instagram. So I position the two. I just want to move these ones together. Okay, now let me just move it here, hold this one and also move it here, then select all, make it smaller, select all and make it more smaller. If it's not moving, zoom in, make it smaller. Okay, so YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. So I hold this and yes, I move it here, select all and make it smaller. So here I can also say it will be streamed, okay. So live streaming on, okay. So live streaming on all of these platforms. So I reduce the size of this one also small and position it here and just send it. It's not moving. Okay, nice. Okay. Okay, but we are still not done. We just need to add some few more things. Okay, so I press R on my keyboard, change the color to white, rotate it this way 25 degrees, pull it. Okay, I'm going to reduce the transparency to somewhere like 15 and I send it to back. Okay, send it to the back. Then I duplicate, bring it here, something like this, and I increase the transparency to something like 20. Okay, and I click on it and I send it back. I send it backward so it's behind everything, so you can see what we are trying to do. Yeah, and I duplicate again, position it here, and I can increase the thing to maybe 25. Okay, send it back till we have something like this. So I just hope it's really, then if you have a church logo you can also position it here. So maybe I'll just duplicate again, position it somewhere here, and I can make it 30. So you can see the style we just added. Okay, so I push it more, select back, and we have this, it's still in front, back. Okay, so this is what we have created. But just to add the logo, I don't have a church logo. Okay, mountain. Some churches use mountains as their logos, so we are going to use that. Okay, so what I can even do is I can add a circle first, okay, then move it to the top and make it smaller and select, okay, this mountain, and I can position the mountain here like this. So make this, let's say, white. Am I making sense? I think so. And I can do it this way. This is not the best. It's not the best at all. But just in case, let's say this is just a temporary, like this is not my church's logo, so it's fine. So I can make this white. Increase the size and increase the size. So select, and we can position it here. So let's say this was my church logo. Okay, and you can also add at the top, maybe for more information or something like that, people should call, that kind of thing. So that's what you can do. But this is what I would create inside of Canva, and I hope you enjoyed this very tutorial because I really enjoyed this. The name is Benjamin, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, like for 10,000 points, and you can also subscribe to get more and more and more and more tutorials like this. So the name is Benjamin, and I would see you in my next tutorial.